Welcome back to this generic, boring, crappy hub world.
I feel so sorry for you people.
Well, it's just boring, this game, really, so we've got to make what we can from it. But these upgrade things, like this secret stash one's the one that I like because it means that death is now completely meaningless, isn't it?
What does the secret stash do?
What it does is it increases the amount of rings you get when you respawn after dying.
Oh, it ain't too bad then.
So essentially, if you die,
I find it pointless because it just automatically resets your health back anyway, doesn't it?
oh yeah, it gives you
20 rings.
20 rings. But yeah, if you got that secret stash, it increases it the more you increase your secret stash. But anyway, this guy, he's preparing food, but the robots are taking his food.
Yeah, with that secret stash,
Why?
I guess that makes the game a lot more bearable, I guess.
It's not so much that, just as it makes
It's less
it
of a
easier.
hindrance.
Yeah.
Why are the robots stealing food?
Because
They're dicks.
essentially, yeah.
Pretty much. They were just built that way, you don't question it.
It's just suddenly occurred to me, like, they went back in time, which means they have a time machine in the past where Lyric was. Why didn't Lyric just
That was such a
construct all
bad
his
joke.
machines and then go back in time and attack his civilization when they didn't know about it?
Well, we've seen already they have no clue how to write time travel, so they're not gonna do anything clever. You know that. But
I don't
yeah,
expect it from this series, anything clever.
but, this is a. I'm not showing off too many the side mission things just for the interest of time, but I just want to show off how pointless this section here is. Literally, it's just fighting robots.
It just
and
makes you
nothing
want to
else.
just skip it and just go on that raft straight away.
Well, I don't think you actually do anything with that raft. It just is there
What?
to bring
Yeah.
these in.
Oh god.
It's about blatant as filler can get.
That's all the kind of side missions here, though.
How easy is this game, would you say, compared to other Sonic games? Or the
Very.
level of challenge here?
It's insultingly easy.
It's quite easy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not so much that it's difficult as it is repetitive. So it feels like harder work than it actually is.
This game is easy.
You can't
Too easy.
you can't lose because there's no life system.
Like
That's true.
that is one thing I will give it credit for, in that there isn't a life system, but it needs to kind of balance out
If
bit
I had
better.
to have a comparison between this and Lost World, I'd give the favour to Lost World because at least with that, the colours were a lot more vibrant and there was a lot more life to it, you know?
Lost World is fucking colours compared to this, and it
Pretty
pains me
much.
to say that.
Yeah, but Lost World I wouldn't say it's a bad game, it's just a game that I don't really care about, you know?
So the thing is, obviously you heard me bitching and whining in the
Yeah.
playthrough about it.
At least it's playable, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah,
Go on, say your line.
what? It's not a bad game. There.
Alright. When Lost World first came out, before the patch and that, it was pretty much a disaster in itself. But I think since the patch has come out, it's gone from being a bad game to now just a sort of uninteresting one. Not as bland as this is, but just sort of, I don't see any compelling reason to go back to it.
I
you know?
can't recall any glitches from Lost World.
No,
There was some.
technically it's a pretty sound game, other than that one thing where I fell through the floor in the B level. But
That was to do with your own fault, wasn't it?
nah,
What, there was
I
an
could
actual
still click
glitch?
through the floor, yeah.
Oh.
But that was when I was trying to grind for lives, and so
Yeah.
I was already kind of pissed off as it is because I'm having to grind for lives. But now I'm kind of falling through the floor too.
At least there was some speed in, what's it called?
Yeah,
What's it called?
Lost World.
Lost World, yeah. Instead, compared to this.
Lost World does have redeeming qualities, and I'll give it credit in that regard. But still,
Do you think that the parkour system reduces the speed greatly?
well, in some cases it kind of helps maintain speed. Say you run into a tree or something, you can sort of can't flip over it. But
Yeah.
in other times it was really shoddily implemented. I think there's a lot of cases where you're sort of running along the wall and it just sort of
Yeah, if I
cuts
recall,
out.
I don't think it worked very well in the pyramid levels, in the sand levels.
Oh no, it was horrible there.
Yeah.
Particularly the distinct platforming sections
Yeah.
where you don't want to have to let go of the right trigger purely because it'd be going really slow there, but
Yeah.
also you kind of
Yeah.
if you're holding the right trigger and going fast, it automatically kicks into parkour. So you're like running up walls you don't want to run up.
Yeah, because I remember in the sand level, you'd run up straight to a pillar, and as soon as you got up there, you'd lose speed dramatically.
Yeah, it's just not really that
Yeah.
that great of a concept, I don't think. I'm glad the
It's a
parkour's
hit and
got-
miss system from the sounds of it.
Yeah, this guy's boat is broken. That is definitely a boat, guys, I swear.
It leads
This is
on.
pointless, isn't it?
It is the most pointless thing in this game, other than Shadow's appearance.
I think
Pretty
Johnny
much.
referenced this in his review, saying how pointless this was.
I think so, yeah.
Because they bring in their ability to run on water, and then they just bring this in out of nowhere.
Yeah. Now, I'm sorry, look at this fucking camera angle. This is horrible to look at.
I never did this bit.
I'm just showing off because that is that is like really painful to look at after a while.
Why couldn't it have just kept it at that angle?
Because that made sense.
Because it would have required effort.
Well, it's actually more effort than having to put in that other angle, isn't it? But
Yeah.
they just wanted to screw something up. But yeah, something that we haven't mentioned yet since we last recorded parts of this game has received a patch.
Yeah.
It is over 1 gigabyte in size, and it fixes basically fuck all.
It fixes the infinity jump glitch, which is the only fun part of this game. A lot of people are saying.
Oh, it made me laugh. Like, I haven't watched the episode yet, but one of the Sonic Boom episodes says like a gag which is Knuckles like just sort of taking off into space and that. And someone made
I've
made
seen
this
it.
brilliant edit of it where they just edited in full screen every couple of seconds.
I must go now. My planet needs me.
I saw that. I just thought that's genius.
Yeah.
Did Knuckles die on the way to his own planet?
Unfortunately, not.
Knuckles, Poochie, whatever. But yeah, Knuckles can actually dig into this red ground here, which I didn't actually realise on my first run.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not really much incentive to dig into this, but if you want to, you can. Now, I'm trying to grab onto that enemy, but it automatically grabs onto the kind of hook thing. But yeah, what we're doing right now is we're collecting all the pieces from the boat, like all the different parts. Because, you know, having the boat there ready to just get on with the game would make too much sense and not be dull enough.
When I turned on my Wii U the other day, it was installing the update. Purely because I had played it,
Oh god.
so I just deleted it straight after it was
Just
done.
clean it away from the system. We don't need that.
I don't want
It's impure.
this.
Yeah, but like if they've changed a bit of lighting in some of the cutscenes too, and there's one of the cutscenes that they've changed where it actually looks worse. It's one of these ones with Metal Sonic in it, and what made me laugh is there's this one like shot of it where before the patch it was like in shadow and it was like really dark and you could hardly make it out, and in this one they've kind of changed the lighting. But Metal Sonic is still like really dark as though he's got a shadow on him, but everything else in the area is like
God's sake.
And also, I still don't think Big Red Button have acknowledged just anything on Twitter since this game came out. Like, they haven't even mentioned the patch.
Would you if you made this?
Did they do Pulse beforehand?
I don't know. I think they are a like completely new company, so I think this is the first thing they worked on.
Okay. It's sort of like Rocksteady with Arkham Asylum and that, except that was successful.
That was a game that people enjoyed. So,
And I can't wait for Arkham Knight. That comes out October, I think, 25th
Alright,
this year.
October, really? I
Yeah,
thought it was.
ain't that bad.
I thought it was sooner than that. Like, I don't know.
I think it is October because they did Asylum in October. Then City in October. Asylum was August, and I can't remember. What was it? Origins. I think that was November.
I've got to ask, with this like Batman series, like the new Arkham ones, I take it like what was the first one? Asylum and City. They're like in the main series. Where does was Origins like a back one? Because
It's a prequel.
yeah,
yes.
because I say that because I've actually heard someone like I think it was someone official referring to the series including Night as a trilogy, and like weren't there another one?
It was, but that's more of a prequel. That's before like Arkham was fully implemented. It should have pretty much been called Batman Gotham Origins, pretty much, because it's got not much to do with Arkham per se, except from introducing the Joker.
Plus, it doesn't really. It wasn't made by Rocksteady, was it?
It was Warner Brothers, but it was the Montreal team.
I heard that got pretty kind of rough reception, really.
It got an okay reception. I mean, it's not the best one, but it's playable. It's pretty enjoyable. I mean, it's definitely the weakest out of 3. But I've always had a difficulty choosing which is better between Asylum and City. See, a lot of people say City through gameplay and everything, but I think Asylum personally has the better atmosphere.
Does it like take place entirely in the hospital? Or?
Yeah, in Arkham Island, which gives it is really, really dark compared to City. Well, City is dark anyway, but you got lunatics chasing after you and everything, and there's like, because it's a smaller area, there's much more of the lore you can fit in, you know, because there's like, you go through parts of like a hospital wing, or you go through the penitentiary, and you see like a little reference to like one of the villains, you know.
I'm going to bring us back on topic here a little bit, purely because this section controls horribly.
It does.
Like, to describe how it works, the left stick controls the boat, and the right stick controls like the shots there. It's really clunky. You've got these different weapons. I only ever really use the water spray one because the other two are basically shit.
It's true. I only learnt that after a couple of tries, after dying on the first one, because of the controls just being so.
So is Tails controlling electricity?
Yeah, I think Tails is like what do you call it? It's like a paralysis sort of shot, isn't it?
I
What was
have
it?
no idea.
I can't even remember. I know.
Or something, wasn't it? Yeah, like paralysis.
Tails is a thunder god. He's Raiden.
Yeah, but like the other one, I think what Amy might be, who's got like an ice one, which don't waste your time doing because it just freezes them in place, but doesn't actually hurt them. So they're always sort
and it
of there.
lasts a couple of seconds.
And not only that, wouldn't that be an hindrance? Because if they're frozen, there'd be more like less room to go around it.
Yeah, well, what you're meant to do here is you're supposed to blow all of them things that come out of the ground up. So if you freeze them, then you're not blowing them up, are
water
you?
Snakes.
You are, sorry?
Are they water snakes?
No, they're rockets.
They look like snakes from there, just because it looks like tail, like going through water.
Yeah, a little bit. It's hard to make out because again, it's got this top-down camera angle,
And it's so
which is
small.
horrible.
They could have at least zoomed in.
Like, I lose track of what's going on here purely because it's top-down, and
Yep.
I hate top-down angles unless you absolutely need them. And here, you don't need it at all.
I don't think the game needs top-down angles.
No.
If it was that game that was suited for that, like they'd done like a retro take on the game, then I could understand. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But
Well, not for a platformer, but there are certain games where it does fit.
there
but-
is. There's a few in there. I just can't remember exactly.
I haven't played them, but I think the early GTA games were like that, weren't they?
Yeah, they were, which I find kind of shitty. I don't really like the top-to-down view ones, but if it's like done right, then okay, then I'll commend it.
I think like things like that, at least there's a reason in being in that it's trying to show you like the whole kind of city or wherever you are. Whereas this, you're in a very small, secluded area.
But I think GTA is more suited for 3D personally anyway.
Well, it kind of makes you feel more involved, doesn't it?
Yeah. But I wouldn't see it would have been a garbled mess if it was on the PS1, the city and all that, because like the polygons were just so jagged as fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
PS1 games in general look
Yeah.
horrible, don't they?
but
So-
that's the thing though, it's inexcusable because like the Nintendo 64, yeah, the polygons were jagged and all that, but at least they were more redefined
Yeah.
than the
the
PS1, you know.
N64 was the
For
more
example,
powerful system.
yeah.
but-
For example, I'd say Ocarina of Time. There is some noticeable like design flaws with it, but it's more pleasing to the eye than like PS1 games.
I'd say in terms of like early 3D games, although I have my own problems with Mario 64, that does look better than the early Zelda games did, don't they?
The only problem with those, but this is excusable because they were only starting out, they seem a bit bare and barren, you know?
To a
To an
degree.
extent, yeah.
What we'll give credit to Mario 64 for is that there's a very good atmosphere, and I think a lot of that comes to the music, really. Like there's
Especially Rainbow Road. That thing fucking was awesome.
what the
It's
Cooper
just-
Road was it?
Rainbow Road and
Oh,
N64.
you're thinking the Mario Kart one? Yeah.
Yeah, you on about Mario Kart?
I was on
So-
about Super Mario 64.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Yeah.
right. But yeah, Mario 64. There's so much like I won't say it's an amazing game. I'll barely even say it's a good game by today's standards, but at least it's got a good feeling to it.
I personally like the game, but I'd say Galaxy is better.
Yeah.
Out of them set of games, Galaxy is the best. And Sunshine, well, I can't really pass much comment on Galaxy 2 because I haven't played it. But Sunshine just seems more of a chore compared to the others, you know?
I like the gimmick they were going for with Sunshine.
Just
The
seems a bit
flood.
redundant.
Well, the Flood, it's fun enough for a while, but it kind of outstays its welcome when that's the whole game.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying, and that's really what annoys me with it, because it is creative for what it's trying to do, but it's not implementing as many creative ideas as it can. It's just staying with it. And I just got about a third of the way in and I just got bored, you know?
That being said, I do wish Galaxy would let you use a GameCube controller.
See, I don't really have much of a problem with Galaxy and the nunchucks, like collecting the star bits. That's not a problem. In fact, I find it even kind of fun, you know?
I wish there was an option. I know it's kind of hard to work if you try and do star bits.
Well, that's
but-
just personal preference,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, well.
anyways.
Yeah, the part was over like 2 minutes ago. See you next part.